Andreas Krumberg is on his way to work, which begins at Taipei's main station. First, the German train driver has to blow into a breathalyzer. No one who's under the influence is allowed to transport passengers.
Thank you.
2 years ago, Andreas Krumberg switched uniforms and began working in Taipei.
Okay, and please sign your name.
He's traded in operating a high-speed ICE in Germany for driving a Taiwanese bullet train, the Shinkansen 700T.
Check.
This finger-pointing he's doing is something specific to Taiwan. The cockpit is similar to that of an aircraft. Whoever's in the driver's seat assumes an enormous responsibility. Boarding begins. This bullet train can transport over 1,000 passengers. The Taiwanese love their new high-speed train line. Since the Shinkansen began connecting the northern part of the island with the south, several airlines have gone bankrupt. Train travel has replaced air travel.
Okay, thank you. Over and out.
Andreas Krumberg receives permission to depart. The train, which weighs over 600 tons, is set in motion. Once above ground, the train quickly leaves Taipei behind it. In just 1.5 hours, Krumberg will cover almost 350 kilometers. The train driver belongs to a team of international specialists that Taiwan recruited for its ambitious bullet train project. Why is it so important to have experienced drivers?
Because at the beginning, there are many technical things which don't work perfectly. So, you need to have some basic knowledge. And you also need a certain confidence and calmness to overcome the problems.
Und auch einer gewissen Sicherheit und Ruhe, Probleme zu bewältigen.
300 kilometers per hour, the maximum speed allowed. Andreas Krumberg works for DB International, a subsidiary of Deutsche Bahn. The German National Railway assisted in the planning of the Taiwanese high-speed train line.
30 kilometers.
The Germans also trained the Taiwanese personnel.
ATC braking, the train stopped to zero.
English is the language used on the job, and the German trainers have proved to be good communicators.
There is some
In the trains, Deutsche Bahn employees also serve as supervisors. A young train driver will have an experienced one on hand who monitors every move he makes. After all, the Taiwanese eventually want to be able to operate their own trains without outside assistance. Ernst Schraud, who oversees DB International activities in Asia, is in Taipei on business. Because of the many train projects being realized here, Asia is an exciting and potentially lucrative place to be. The top manager wants to capitalize on Deutsche Bahn's experience and know-how.
For example, the know-how to operate a train station. Berlin's Central Station and Dresden's main station are good examples of the kind of added value that can be created.
Deutsche Bahn's showcase project is Berlin's new Central Station, the Hauptbahnhof. It's Europe's largest railway junction. Each day, more than 200 long-distance trains stop here, and hundreds of thousands of passengers change trains. But what sets Berlin's Hauptbahnhof apart from ordinary stations is its 15,000 square meters of retail space. Deutsche Bahn pockets the rent from these shops and catering facilities. This integrated concept, from the running of the trains to the commercial operations, has proved popular. Many railways are keen to copy it.
The main reason is that train stations need to make money. It's interesting that, for example, our Arab clients ask us how we make extra income with our stations, in addition to the revenue from the actual rail service.
DB International is expanding. The company has already won contracts worth millions of euros. These days at Deutsche Bahn, it's all about trains and training, putting their know-how to work on rail projects around the globe.